Okay, hey guys, got interrupted by a phone call earlier, so I'm just finishing the video now that I'm home. That end story, we'll skip that. Just wanted to tell you how we can miss out on a client's future business because of simple mistakes when things don't get there on time, when they get engraved wrong. Clients don't necessarily have a whole lot of patience for that, and when we sign somebody up, we are putting enough, I am putting effort into that to make them a lifetime client, and that's what we are expecting and trying to accomplish. So if we lose them along the way because of an administrative mistake, it's a sad thing and it drags a business down. So not to end on a negative note, but I just wanted to, again, before you start, impress upon you the seriousness of how important your job is and how detail oriented we need to be. Last thing, there is a program we use called Vast Action. It's our CRM, our customer relations management tool, and it is antiquated, it is old, it is clunky, it is annoying. I can't wait to move on to the next one, but we have some things that we need to fix, and right now that is our machine and that is what we are using. I need you to pay attention when Carissa is teaching you how to put the different kinds of entries into that. There's a lot of detail there. But the more detailed we are in our database, the more information we have on our clients, the better we can relate to them. So if I put notes on an order form and I jot things down about a client, like has had Cutco for 15 years, or is the oldest of 15 kids, or is a nurse, that might seem insignificant to you guys, but those are the things, like I have thousands of clients, and those are the things that I use to jog my memory about who I'm talking to, emailing, interacting with, who they are, what they need. We need those notes. We need the client status and the client type. If we can't tell a realtor client apart from a residential client, and if you don't know those terms, Carissa will explain them to you, but if we can't tell those clients apart, they're not going to get the right kind of communications that we owe them and that we promised them. And so all of those details are very important. There will be things that we change along the way. Our system is not perfect, and I'm always trying to improve it. So as you progress in this job, you need to not be afraid of changes, keeping updated on changes. There are a lot of things going on in this position, but I know you can handle it, and I know you can stay on top of all of it. And I'll just sum it up again by saying welcome to the best team in the Northeast. I'm happy that you're here. I want you to stay, so earn your spot. Don't be afraid to ask questions in the beginning. Look for help. Work together. Remember that I am not here to tell you the next step. The tracker tells you the next step, and you should follow that and come to me with any problems. And I can't wait till we get to you to the point where you're just total rock stars. You know how to do everything, and we're chugging along smoothly. But until then, we'll be here to help you get to that point. I want you guys to put the effort in that we'll be putting into you. Oh, one more thing. Like you saw earlier where I was making a video while I am driving, I will often be on the move. So it is very important that you realize that sometimes my communications will be completely like as brief as possible, as to the point as possible. I would like you in Slack, in email, in text, any kinds of communication that we are doing. You need to leave like feelings at the door, essentially. And I don't mean that to be like, hey, there's no room for you to be human in this job. Of course there is, but if I tell you that something wasn't done or something needs to be done, if I tell you about something that's urgent, or I tell you who did this, who did that, who messed up this, who messed up that, that's not to be negative and make somebody feel bad, and you don't need to have those kinds of feelings about it. We are a team. We are trying to get something accomplished. If we were flying a plane and we were going to crash into a mountain, I would, and if I was the pilot and you were the co-pilot and you're flying the plane and I see something wrong, I would scream at you that the controls were wrong and we're going to crash. And at that point, I would not be worried about your feelings about how good of a pilot you were. And you would also not be worried about your feelings about how good of a pilot you are. So you would just like want me to know that I told you you would just want to know that I told you we're going to crash into the mountain. You would want to know that information as quickly as possible. So that's what we're working towards. Or if you want to look at it a different way, if you were like an Olympic coach, or sorry, an Olympic athlete, sometimes your coach is just going to tell you what you're doing wrong and not worry about your feelings about it, because you're trying to be the best and you just want to improve. And we want to be that level of team as well. So that's the last thing I'll leave you with. Although you will notice as you interact with me that I do care about a lot of your feelings. If you get a communication that kind of seems otherwise, I need you to assume the best about each other, assume the best about me, and don't worry about whether or not something is a criticism, or if we had to point out that someone made a mistake. What we're trying to do is get to the bottom of things, figure out what we need to do differently, move forward and be better. And I know that you can handle that. So once again, welcome to the team. We're going to be the best. We're going to do amazing things this year. I can't wait to take you along for the ride and have you be a functioning co-pilot pretty soon. So you've got 30, 60, 90, some different days to reach some different milestones. Carissa will tell you more about that. And once you've crossed all the milestones and kind of filled in all the slots, you're on the team. So awesome. Good to have you. See you soon. I'll be in touch. Lindsay, over and out.